Hello people of the internet, my name is Womcat Comrat, back to respond to some silly ass comments. These comments gave me hepatitis B, the radioactive kind. This video won the Twitter poll I held recently. If you want to stay up to date on my videos and hold the keys of my future, determining the type of AIDS I'll have to endure next, then follow me on Twitter. Do it, or I'll give you a milk stash, bitch. My vegan gains video has been pretty booty popping the last few weeks, really getting up there in the, interwebs. And this brought a lot of triggered vegans to the comments. These people want my broccoli, man. There's no other way to put it. They want my ass! The Vegan Gains video, if you missed it, I did that video to point out how uncool Vegan Gains behaves. He has a serious sociopath problem. I know a lot of you already know that. I wanted to point out that you can't just attack people for not being vegetarian, and you can't make everything about veganism. A lot of people had a boner to pick with my points in the video. They feel like I was attacking veganism and making too many personal attacks against Vegan Gains. A quick disclaimer before we start looking at comments. I don't disagree with everything Vegan Gains has to say about veganism. In fact, I don't disagree with veganism. If you are vegetarian, fine. Just don't try to shove it down my throat. Also, I'm sorry if this video seems too serious at times. Given the subject we're talking about, it's kind of inevitable. With all of that out of the way, that's Scooby-Doo dog shit, let's take a look at what some of these fine scholars had to say about my video, shall we?
Lol, what the fuck is this butthurt video? Ad hominem after ad hominem?
I really find it funny when people accuse me of ad hominem in this video, and you're going to see this several times. This is something these fruit-licking fiends do to attempt to sound more intelligent than they are.
You do know the meaning of ad hominem, right? Ad hominem is using an insult as an argument.
Yes, ad hominem is an argument directed against a person rather than the position that they are maintaining. For example, you say that you think Fortnite is a fun game, and I call you a fat unemployed barber from New York with a Pokemon addiction. I'm attacking you, not your argument.
VG, pigs are smarter than dogs. You, compared to you, they are scholars. Are you fucking 10 to even put something like this in your script?
Yeah, that was an insult, really a joke, that I made. I didn't disagree that pigs are smarter than dogs. Maybe they are. I don't really care. It had nothing to do with my points against Vegan Gains. I am not required to pick apart every single point he brings up, when the point of my video was to criticize the way he went about sharing his opinions, not the actual opinions that he holds. Is he right about veganism? Maybe. That doesn't give you a license to force everyone to conform to your beliefs and attack anyone who doesn't eat like you do.
Are you fucking 10 to even put something like this in your script? Or that's the age of your audience, so you just cater to them?
Hey, you're throwing insults instead of refuting the joke I made about Vegan Gains' intelligence. Ad hominem!
And your video basically consists of shit like that.
This video doesn't just consist of me insulting Vegan Gains. You clearly didn't make it all the way through. I insulted him plenty, but I made plenty of criticisms about the way he goes about spreading his message of veganism.
VG attacked FP for what he was doing, not for what he is. Genius.
Wrong, genius. He absolutely attacked him for not being vegetarian. He did nothing to Vegan Gains personally, yet Vegan Gains is ass hurt because the guy eats meat. 99% of America eats meat. So what you're saying is if anyone in America gets cancer and eats meat, it's automatically because of their diet and they deserve it.
Did you even watch the VG's video on FP, or are you just repeating some moron's tale that VG wished FP death for not being vegan?
I wonder why I believe that moron's tale.
So I don't see why I shouldn't make a joke about his suffering and death. So who would like a, haha, you're gonna die of cancer t-shirt?
If FP found it funny how cows are treated, it's only fair that VG found something funny in the suffering of FP, which he basically called upon himself. I mean, this shit is pretty funny even when I'm describing it here, lol. And once again, you are not criticizing him, you are just throwing shit at him, lol.
Furious Pete has some t-shirts of a cow with a fork in it with a PETA joke saying, people eat tasty animals. So because of that, you get to mock him having cancer. Nice logic.
Richard has brought up a shit ton of research that actually proves that Pete's diet is causing his cancer. Just dismissing that by saying he's an idiot seems kinda idiotic.
Furious Pete's diet was high in red meats, which can cause cancer. However, correlation does not imply causation. Cancer is caused by a large variety of things, one of which just being genetics, and hell, all processed foods can cause cancer as well. You cannot prove that Furious Pete's diet is what caused his cancer. Even if it did, you don't get to mock someone dying of cancer just because you know why they got cancer and they disagree with your views.
I can't believe you have influence on this platform. There is clear evidence that meat causes cancer more than a lot else.
I can assure you that smoking and drinking alcohol is far worse for you and causes cancer more than eating meat.
Why don't you actually watch one of VG's videos on cancer and see if you can debunk any of that? It's so shameful that a critique YouTuber just dismisses science with ad hominem attacks.
There we go again. Gotta sound intelligent. You're just using ad hominem attacks. No, I didn't dismiss science with personal attacks. I did call him an idiot, sure, but I followed that up with saying, you're just upset that he isn't a vegan, so you're mocking his cancer. Which is true. The main reason that Vegan Gains is criticizing Furious Pete and mocking his cancer is because he isn't vegetarian. And anyone who isn't vegetarian, it's their fault if they get cancer or have a heart attack. You know, those 99% of people in America who eat meat? Fuck them, am I right? That's an intelligent conclusion to come to.
And yeah, he makes everything about veganism. It's pretty much what his channel is about.
No, I don't buy that shit. When Logan Paul filmed a man who committed suicide in the Japanese suicide forest, how the fuck do you make that about veganism? But yet, here's Vegan Gains going in on several people who criticize Logan Paul because they aren't vegan.
As tragic as a suicide might be, at the end of the day, that person chose to kill himself. It was ultimately his choice to end his life. Do you think that chicken asked to have its throat slit open while it was fully conscious?
Not everything is about veganism.
Why don't you prove what he's saying is bullshit, which you seem to be so sure of, instead of just dismissing it?
I don't intend to prove that everything he's saying is bullshit. Being vegetarian does have its health benefits, and animals are often mistreated in slaughterhouses. I disagree with how much of a dick-ass he is about it. This video was so fucking biased. You said Furious Pete's diet wasn't contributing to his cancer without backing up those claims. You know nothing about health and nutrition, because if you did, you wouldn't have made that biased, retarded comment. Perhaps if Vegan Gains and yourself weren't mindless vegetarians, you wouldn't have made the biased remarks about how you know what caused Furious Pete's cancer because it supports your narrative about how everyone should be vegan. India has the highest population of vegetarians in the world. They also have the highest rate of diabetes, so if we apply your logic, then if a vegetarian gets diabetes, it's their fault. Because correlation implies causation, right? Meat intake increases cholesterol levels, therefore blocking your arteries. That triggers chest pains and then it creates a heart attack. Something you're most likely going to get, seeing as I recall you saying, I eat every cow I see. Oh yes, you know I'm going to have a heart attack because I made a joke about eating every cow I see. I don't eat an excessive amount of meat, actually. I vary my diet up with some quite healthy stuff on occasion, and I exercise. Eat a bag of flaming hot dog poopy, you commie fuck! I didn't mean that. You're just a moron. Here are some of those personal attacks vegans like to hurl at anyone who doesn't fall in line with their beliefs. But, you're just uneducated. I'm super uneducated because I'm not vegetarian, and I think you shouldn't attack anyone who isn't vegetarian, or mock people with cancer. I suggest you don't make videos on him because there hasn't been not one person that has attacked him and hasn't been made to look like a complete idiot. Just how you're going to look soon. The reason you think everyone who's made a video on him has been made to look like an idiot is because he is your echo chamber where you can have your biases and beliefs confirmed to you.
A lot of ignorance coming out of your mouth. Yes, Vegan Gains is most likely a sociopath, but in a good summary of your video, you're either criticizing the wrong things, such as veganism, or making ad hominem attacks. Sociopathy is a lack of empathy, by the way, and that's what you are also showing by contributing to the death and suffering of animals in factories. In this video, you clearly said you don't give a fuck about the torture and sentient being such as cows go through seems like a lack of empathy.
Farm animals are bred to slaughter. They're not fit to survive in the wild. They'd end up another animal's lunch. Also, you do know that cows die from an infection called mastitis if they aren't milked, right? It's extremely painful for cows not to be milked. Those bitches need to be milked!
Never heard about this channel. I watch Vegan Gains, but I am not a vegan myself. Not a fan by any stretch of the word, but I can see you were a total idiot within the first 2 minutes.
A true gentleman and a scholar, this one.
Everyone is sad at their family's funeral. Are you serious? Some people have been sexually abused and neglected, and you can find people with much, much worse. You think everyone is gonna be sad that some family member is dead? You are an idiot, sir.
In general, most people are sad when a family member passes. No shit, if someone is sexually or physically abused by someone, they won't be sad that they died. In fact, according to several people, Vegan Gains was abused by his grandfather. Something I didn't know at the time I made the video. While I can take back what I said about not going to his funeral, you still don't get to film someone having a heart attack and upload it online. That point stands. Eat a dick.
This is where I have to disagree with you. 220. Heart disease is caused by a diet in saturated fat and cholesterol.
I'll play this part of the video for you.
They're perfectly fucking fine with eating foods that cause fucking heart disease and make people actually die of fucking heart attacks.
Oh, so because he ate food that you don't approve of, fuck him. What the fuck? You're right, a lot of things are bad for you in excess. My point was, because someone eats food you don't approve of, you just don't care that they had a heart attack? I see now why he didn't care. However, the point stands. You can't record someone dying. This is common sense.
Hopefully you're intelligent enough to recognize what's going on. However, my expectations are pretty low considering the fact you sound like a complete retard.
Can't be bothered to sit through this boring trash. It's perfectly fine to criticize Vegan Gains for being abstractive and cruel, but you can do it in a way where you don't have to abandon all logic to do that. You're not a critical thinker, and you have no personality and an ugly avatar. Why'd you make this video again?
Because, yet again, in order to point out the obvious problems with mocking a man with cancer because he doesn't eat the foods you think he should, and making every little situation about veganism, I need charts, data, articles, and papers of research to do that, right? It's not just common sense, right? I have to have some scholarly intervention. Well, slap me with Donkey Kong's dick and throw Princess Peach at me. I'll fucking look it up real fast to see if I'm right. Give me one tickety-talking second, you fucking bitch. Oh, no shit!
You're supporting that industry, you fucking idiot.
I'm noticing a pattern among vegetarians. If you don't agree with me, you must just not be intelligent. If you aren't like us 0.5% of people who refuse to eat meat, you just must be a retard!
Because of you buying these products, the industry still exists. They stay alive because of your money. You just don't understand, do you?
I'm not vegetarian. I'm going to continue eating meat, man. Sorry. I like dick. It's ass that animals are killed the way they are, but me not buying meat isn't suddenly going to stop that.
Yours and your feelings, Lamau. No facts in your argument, just feels. Wasted my time.
Again, I need mounds of research to criticize a salty vegan for mocking a man with cancer. My bad.
You must be fat / self-conscious, trying to make yourself feel better, laugh out loud.
Yeah, I need a crane to get out of bed in the morning. I constantly break my chair. I have man tits the size of Manhattan. I'm a fat fuck.
Good job posting a video, which is essentially just an ad hominem attack.
How dare I insult someone who throws insults around all day? I should be more logical, right?
And then you're gonna just stop and start laughing and stand next to the guy and say, never stood next to a gay guy before and start laughing. That's disgusting.
You're a worthless piece of shit. Your life is meaningless. You contribute nothing to society.
Is Vegan Gains wrong about the subjects he talks about? Are you just mad about how he acts and makes his content? Or do you actually have an argument against veganism?
Not really. Hence why I didn't spend my entire video arguing against his opinions. I spent that time pointing out how fucking batshit insane he is about them.
You are fucking worthless.
Here he goes again.
You're just an idiot with a delusional sense of self-importance and accomplishment. If I saw your ass hanging from a tree, I'd be sure to take a selfie while licking your sweet, salty tears off of your dead, white, pale cheeks.
Seek mental help. The main thing I disagree with about veganism is that I refuse to be a vegetarian. That's it. And I don't appreciate people's views being pushed down my throat.
You point out how you don't agree with how animals are treated, but don't do the easiest thing possible to help them. Stop eating them.
I don't agree with how they're killed. I think it should be done in a more humane way.
You also don't seem to be aware that there are milk alternatives. This video is just superficial garbage with no real substance. Let me ask you one. Would you think it was ethical for you to be bred for slaughter, or would you prefer to be free and decide for yourself how to live?
I get what you're saying, I really do. I don't like the way they're killed any more than anyone else. But going back to my earlier point, they would not survive in the wild. I saved the best for last.
A program called New Start puts prisoners on a vegan diet and return to prison rates dropped by 87%. So yes, meat does cause all the problems in the world.
Okay, hold the fuck. I've read about the New Start program, and yeah, it's true that the reoffending rate dropped significantly after they introduced a vegetarian diet to prisoners. However, I disagree that meat causes all the problems in the world. Being someone who eats meat, I'm not a very violent person. Vegan Gains, on the other hand, is a sociopath who has threatened people, and he never touches meat. So where's the logic here?
100% of mass shooters, rapists, and pedophiles were meat eaters. Just saying.
99% of America eats meat, and only 10% of the entire world is vegan. So it makes sense that a lot of people who do bad shit eat meat. Remember this joke I made in my video? You think that eating meat just causes all the problems in the world? Perhaps Hitler would have been a better person if he had just eaten a salad. Well, I got a ton of comments, like every day, telling me that Hitler actually was vegetarian. Guess being a vegetarian is like being Hitler. That's the logic you're applying. I seriously doubt that no vegetarian has ever committed a violent or heinous crime. Come on.
What I said was true. That's why you resort to ad hominem fallacy without any real rebuttal.
No, it wasn't. The prison offending rates part was true. The rest of what you said was just dumb. Plain and simple. Call me out for ad hominem fallacy all you want. You said meat causes all the problems in the world. Yet again, correlation doesn't imply causation, which is a questionable cause logical fallacy. So we're equally illogical, pal. Anyways, this has gone on for long enough. I hope you guys at least got something out of this, and I'm sorry that it was so serious and devoid of much humor. This was a touchy subject, so I had to put my serious face on. I'll have another poll on Twitter soon to decide the next video. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. A special thank you to Patreon sponsors A Cat on the Internet, Alec Pipala, Alex Days, Anthony Ray, Austin Bryan, Barticier, Dr. Wabufet, Eric Palmer, Exambler, Jacob, Jesus Martinez, Casberry, Mataturd, Retarded Pop-Tart, Shelby L, Stefan the Fatty, Tim Williamson, and Yari Moore. You all make me feel special things in special places.